and gets a tremendous victory, and they are the Sonic Team of the Week. Always great to have the Bruins here in the Chevy End Zone studio. Mark Haggard standing by with the team.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the Bruins, and we've got David Prince, and when you come to the beach, you're the Prince of Tides. Big victory tonight, 32-13 win. Kind of a tight first half.
Yeah, we had some adjustments we made at halftime, and it worked out for us in the second half, and we were able to move the football pretty well.
The defense, huge. And I know you've got a lot of big-name guys. Fabian Jefferson, of course, made the Shrine Bowl. Always got to talk about Mason Edwards, one of my favorites. He's a hammer time. I mean, that kid. There he is. He's right next to you, Coach. This team really, it was pretty tight. I mean, that first half, it looked like Carolina Forest was right with you. Yeah,
Carolina Forest is a lot better than their record. They played a very tough preseason schedule. We knew that coming into the game. We knew they were pretty hungry. This was their first region game, and they got after us pretty good.
There was a lot of things behind the scenes in this game. You played two quarterbacks. Your kicker is out. He's sick. And your backup kicker's hurt. So you couldn't kick any. How did you kick off, and who did all that?
Well, we had Corey Charles took over kickoff duties for us. He kicks off on JV some, and we just went for two on the 2-point conversions, and we had to make do with what we had.
So you played two quarterbacks tonight. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we've had Nick Jones at a concussion real early in the season, and Josh took over at quarterback for us and did a great job. And Nick's been sitting on the sideline for the first 7 games, and he was too good of an athlete to have sitting on the sideline. So we had to start finding ways to put him in the game. So they handled it pretty well tonight.
Pretty big, it's a region win. Your first region win. It was a tough loss last week, and now you're back. You're back competing again.
Well, the difference tonight was we took care of the ball. Well, I think we had 1 turnover, maybe 2, but
last week
we had 5, and the week before we had 5. So as long as we can keep narrowing that number down, we'll be a lot better.
All right. Who does the HTC game ball go to this week?
HTC game ball goes to Jamal Kane. He's been battling a stomach bug all week, and he fought through it, and he played hard, and he did a really good job for us tonight, and we're proud of his effort.
What is it, a stomach virus? You're not going to make me sick, are you? All right. Well, you played great tonight. Big workhorse, scored that touchdown. Talk to me about the game and about getting you guys going. Only had a 12-7 lead at halftime.
Talk about that. I'd just like to thank my line and just thank the coaches for the play calling, running behind them boys. Thank God and my mama. That's it.
Let's talk about some of these linemen. Mention them by name. These big uglies that are up front, they blocking for you. They're doing a lot of the work.
We got Big Will, we got Matt, got Zach Evans, we got Carton, Seabiscuit, running behind, and we got Jeremy.
Seabiscuit. You win the Triple Crown?
No, sir.
You've got about 800 yards rushing this season, getting ready to get over that 1,000-yard mark. Talk to me about your running style behind these big boys up front.
Just look for lanes and holes and just hit them.
What was the key tonight in pulling away from Carolina Forest in the second half?
I was just running hard.
Running hard and running to victory. And I do want to mention Fabian Jefferson. This is Fabian, Shrine Bowler. We've heard his story earlier this year. And Fabian, we're talking about a guy that plays tight end. He plays defensive end, going both ways, doesn't come off the field. Just talk to me about making the Shrine Bowl. That's quite an honor.
Well, yes, sir. It was a really great honor. First, I'd like to thank God, of course, then thank my parents. Then I'd like to thank my coaching staff and the players around me, the guys that get it done for me. If it wasn't for them, none of this would have been possible. I thank the line who blocks to allow the quarterback to throw me the football, and the receivers out on the edge who block for me. Like I said, just thank my whole teammates and the coaching staff.
And college coaches, take a good look at Fabian Jefferson. No offers yet. I'm not a recruiter, but I'd like to have Fabian playing for me. Coach, let's talk about region very quickly before we go. Again, you're 1-1. Conway 1-0, the only team that's still unbeaten in your region.
Yeah, we've got these 2 out of the last 3 region games left, and they're tough ones, and we got to get prepared for them. And it's going to be interesting to see how everything goes down at the end of the last of the season.
Well, 2 of the last 3 games are at home. I don't think a lot of people realize you have played 5 consecutive road games. This was the last of that 5 straight on the road. That's tough.
Yeah, we've taken on the slogan of Road Warriors this year. We've played actually 6 of our 8 games total is with the 5 in a row, but 6 out of the 8 have been on the road, so it's been tough.
You got Conway and Michael Moody coming to you next Friday night. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's going to be a big game for us. It's going to be a challenge. Conway's a good football team, and we just got to regroup and get the best effort we can out of these kids.
And then, of course, you go to Stratford, wind up the season playing your arch rival, West Florence, and really it's only a 4-game region season.
Yeah, it's we had Lugoff left the region, and we did a little cross-bracket deal with the Charleston regions because they only have 5 teams as well, so it makes things interesting, that's for sure.
So basically you've got to beat Conway and beat West Florence to make it into that, either the number 1 or number 2 spot, and then you have to go to points after that, and I know you don't want to get into that business.
Absolutely. These 2 games are going to be big for us, that's for sure.
Coach David Prince and the South Florence Bruins, and I want to mention one thing, these thumb rings. Anybody got the thumb ring on? Don't text and drive. The thumb rings are to remind you, don't text and drive. It's dangerous. And these guys are dangerous on the football field. The South Florence Bruins in the house.
All right, Mark Haggard, Coach David Prince, so great to have the South Florence Bruins live right here in the Chevy End Zone studio. And special thanks to Sonic. They took on a tall task tonight. They fed a hungry group of South Florence Bruins.